Hi children, let's continue. A gold leaf, of course, cried Bridget without hesitation, and make sure you get me the largest. A green one for me, said Damru quietly and added, Little bird, please do come again, for we are going to miss you. The bird flew away. That year things went very hard with the brothers. Their potatoes rotted in the ground because the spring was too wet, and even in summer very few people brought their shoes for them for repair. To top it all, Birju injured his hand and could not work. Damru took the entire burden on himself. Right through summer and winter, he slogged without a murmur. But he began to look tired and years older. At last the long and hard winter drew to a close. Spring came again, and trees burst into bloom. One day, while Damru was ploughing the field to sow maize, he heard a familiar sound, cuckoo, cuckoo, and there was the little bird again, looking beautiful as ever. In her beak she held two leaves, one gold and the other green. Both brothers were thrilled with their leaves. The bird stayed with them for a day. Then she wished them good-bye and flew away. I will not come again, were her parting words. Look after your leaves. They have to last you a lifetime. The following morning, Birju broke a piece of his leaf to sell. Imagine his surprise when the leaf immediately became whole again. Overjoyed, he sold pieces of his leaf and bought himself a grand house. He went to the nearest town, bought himself fancy clothes and a carriage, and began to live like a rich man. But he never gave Damru anything, nor did he ask him to come and share the house with him. Even if Birju has asked his brother to move with him, Damru would not have agreed, for now, more than ever before, he was perfectly content with life. The magic of the green leaf had filled him with happiness. He sang as he repaired old shoes or tilled his little piece of land. Nor was that all. Damru's happiness was catching. Anybody who came and sat with him for even a short while felt a kind of joy rising within him. Villagers came to Damru with their problems and went away feeling light and happy. News spread till one day the Raja himself came to meet Damru. He sat for a while and felt so completely at peace that he wished to keep Damru with him all the time. He took Damru away and appointed him to a high position in his court. Birju heard about Damru's rise and he was consumed with jealousy. He plotted to bring about Damru's downfall. So simple and artless was Damru that he told Birju everything about himself. He even confided that he carried the green leaf with him all the time, stitched up in the lining of his coat. Though the Raja had given him a beautiful house near the palace, Damru still loved his hut and came back to it whenever he could. And that was where Birju saw his chance. One day when Damru was passing through the forest on his way to the hut, Birju's men pounced upon him. They hit him on the head, and when he fell down unconscious, removed his coat and made off with it. Damru lay on the ground for a long time. At last, coming to his senses, he managed to crawl to his hut. For many days he lay ill and deeply unhappy over the loss of the green leaf. Even when he recovered and went back to the court, he was not the same man. Gone was his laughter and the gift for making other people happy. The Raja began to tire of him, and one day he ordered Damru out of the court. Damru quietly went back to his hut. The sun had set and a bitter cold wind was blowing, but he had no desire to light a fire. He sat in the dark, head between his palms, thinking of all that had happened. Suddenly he heard footsteps. The door opened and in came Briju, carrying Damru's coat. He came up to Damru and sat down at his feet. Damru, he said in a whisper, it was I who sent those men to take away your coat. I have troubled you so much, but in return your leave has brought me great contentment. Can you forgive me, Damru, my brother? Of course, Damru forgave him. The brothers lived to a ripe old age, Damru in his hut and Birju in his grand house. But every morning, Birju spent some time with Damru to get his share of happiness. That's all, folks. Let's see you in the next new chapter. Thank you. Bye bye.